All right, everybody. We're back for another week. We got some news coming at you. Today is the July 22nd. It is a Wednesday, and it is early for me. So let's get into the payments news and fraud news that we had this week. So the first one's going to be that big banks are still after the Fiserv's Debit network here. JPMorgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and PNC have held early talks to buy Fiserv STAR Network, which routes transactions for 115 million cardholders across 2,800 institutions. No deal has yet been reached, but some potential buyers have already stepped back over fears of regulatory and merchant backlash. So, of course, the action item here is just track whether any bank actually makes that purchase and moves to a signed agreement, since bank ownership of a debit network could lead to large issuers sidestepping the Durbin Amendment and those interchange caps that all the merchants really love. The next one is going to be that the Credit Card Competition Act has failed. It was trying to ride along with the House bill, so Senators Durbin and Marshall tried to attach the Credit Card Competition Act, and that would have forced routing of credit card transactions over networks besides Visa and MasterCard. And it was a major bill that a lot of merchants were hoping so they could have some competition and maybe drive some prices down on Visa and MasterCard. That did not pass that housing bill. So the action item here is going to be acquirers and merchants should not assume mandatory routing competition is coming anytime soon and should hold off on redesigning any routing strategy. They're probably going to try that bill again. So just stand by, everybody, on that and hope that it comes through. The next one is for my fraud friends out there, synthetic identity fraud. Those alerts have jumped 65% year over year. New research from Mitek Systems and our friends over at Datos Insights have found that alerts tied to potentially fraudulent new accounts rose 65% in 2025 compared to 2024, as fraudsters increasingly use synthetic identities to open credit cards and loans. So underwriting, this is a big problem for those folks as well. Estimated annual U.S. losses from synthetic identity fraud now run between $30 and $35 billion, with Gen AI tools making it a lot easier for fraudsters to create those accounts and a lot harder for traditional fraud tools to catch it during onboarding. The action item is for both merchants and issuers here, with card not present account opening flows. Those should be stress tested against with identity verification against some of the new AI generated synthetic identities and not just traditional stolen identities there. The next one is Discover cardholders are starting to move to the Capital One products. I know I got my email this week. Some Discover consumer credit cards are beginning to convert to Capital One issue products on July 27th. So that's just this coming week here, with migrations rolling out in waves rather than all at once, as Capital One continues absorbing the Discover portfolio that they acquired last year. The action item is for merchants and acquirers. They should confirm that their systems recognize those updated BENs and card products as the migration proceeds to avoid declined transactions during the transition. I know myself, I even have one of the new Discover debit cards that Capital One issued, and I had problems using that at my car wash recently because their little bit legacy system did not recognize the new BEN that they had issued that on. And then the last one we have this week is what is left of the CFPB signals a rework on the open banking rule. The CFPB is preparing a new proposed rule to replace its 2024 open banking regulation with a notice of proposed rulemaking expected next month. The revised approach would drop the outright ban on data provider fees and instead allow fees once a set number of free requests have been used. So the action item here is for PSPs that rely on the free banking access for account verification or payment initiation. They should start to budget for some fees once that new rule is in effect. So thanks everybody again for just swinging by this week for some quick news. I hope everybody has a good week. And if you see anything or want to discuss anything, please put that in the comments below. I'd love to hear your insights and your opinions on these things. I've been a little reserved on my opinions this week just because I don't have a lot of them, but I would love to know what yours might be. So everybody have a great week and we'll see you next week.